Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, the Hut, and of course we're back again here doing another potential trade. But this is not a trade that I am proposing. This is a trade that was proposed last night on SNY, in particular David Lennon of Newsday. So if you don't like this trade, well, it's not me that's proposing it. You can email them and complain to them. So here we go. Here is the trade that he proposed to David Lennon, and let me ask you what you think about it, and we'll get into it. So here we go. The Mets would pick up center fielder Bryan Reynolds from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now he's a pretty good player. He's had really he's been in the major leagues 4 years. He's been a pretty good major leaguer. Last 2 years, he's had over 25 home runs each on a bad team. I mean, they're not going anywhere. You know, they do have some young talent, but boy, they're about as bad as it gets, folks. They might not be around. They might not be good until 2024. That's how bad they are still. And in this proposed trade, the Mets would trade 4 prospects. Kevin Parada, who gets no respect from David Lennon, because David Lennon wanted to trade him for Zach Gallen in the other trade that he proposed, and I did a video on that earlier this afternoon. And as you know, Parada was the number 1 pick of the Mets. He's the biggest catching prospect in the 2022 draft. So he's highly regarded. He can hit. He's the Mets' 3rd best prospect in their system. The Met prospects are starting to get a little bit better. The Mets had a very good draft this past season in July. So they've taken a major step forward. The second player that would go in this deal is, again, Alex Ramirez, who's the Mets' number 4 best prospect. He's a center fielder. I believe he's in Brooklyn right now. And he'll probably start the year in 2023 in Brooklyn as well. But he also played in St. Lucie, which is now a lower A team. And he's put himself on the radar over how he played in 2022. But he's not quite ready yet. The third player in this deal would be Mark Vientos. You know Mark Vientos, we've seen him. He needs a lot of work offensively at the major league level. But Bryan Reynolds would be going, and Vientos would be going in this deal for Bryan Reynolds. It's an interesting trade so far. Because obviously you got a guy that has gotten some time in the major leagues. And then the final piece of this proposed trade by David Lennon is Dominic Hamill, which we've not talked much about him. He is a prospect who's a pitcher. He's the Mets' 12th best prospect in their system. Now, the Mets do not have a lot of pitching. Mets do not have a lot of pitching prospects right now in terms of players that could help them out at the major league level. That's why they made that trade the Marlins a couple weeks ago, and they've been picking up players up off waivers that are pitchers. So Mets don't have a lot in their farm system, especially the upper levels in terms of the pitch. Now I'll ask you, this trade does not look too bad from both sides, in my opinion. But I'll ask you what you think about this. Bryan Reynolds for Parada, Ramirez, Vientos, and Dominic Hamill. Not Kevin Parada. Yes, Kevin Parada will be going in this trade. Well, you let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. I'll have plenty of stuff here. Thank you, and I'll see you later.